Hello friends, today I'm going to read the story Cinderella. Once upon a time, a rich man lived happily with his wife and a beautiful daughter. But his wife died. The man was very sad. The man loved his daughter and wanted a mother for her. Therefore, he married a widow who had 2 daughters. One day, the rich man passed away too. The new stepmother became cruel to his daughter. Her daughters were lazy and bad-tempered. They all treated the man's daughter very badly. She was forced to do all the housework and sleep in the kitchen among the cinders and ashes of the stove. They called her Cinderella. One day it was announced that a ball was going to be held at the palace. There would be a grand feast and a dance and the prince was going to select a wife from among the girls who came. Everyone was invited. Cinderella's stepmother was thrilled to go with her 2 daughters. She got them beautiful clothes and jewels. Cinderella helped them get ready for the ball, but she was to stay at home and clean in the kitchen. The prince will only look at the pretty girls, said her stepmother, and you are so dirty and ugly. When they had gone, Cinderella sat under a tree and cried. Suddenly she saw a dazzling light and gorgeous lady stood before her. She was Cinderella's fairy godmother. Why are you crying, child? Asked the fairy godmother. I wish to go to dance, wept Cinderella. Then you shall certainly go, said the fairy godmother. I'll help you if you fetch a pumpkin, 2 mice, and a big rat, said the fairy godmother. Cinderella brought them, and the fairy godmother waved her wand in a flash. The pumpkin became a coach, and the big rat turned into coachman. The 2 mice became horses to draw the coach. The fairy godmother waved her wand again. Cinderella found herself dressed in a beautiful gown. She looked like a princess. Off you go, child, said her fairy godmother. Cinderella climbed into the coach and turned to wave her fairy godmother. But remember, you must return before the clock strikes 12, warned the fairy godmother. Before the coach to move, at midnight the magic spell will break and your gown and coach will all vanish. Cinderella reached the palace in the coach. Her stepmother and her stepsisters watched her, but they could not find out who that gorgeous princess was. They watched her and felt very jealous. They couldn't do anything about it. The prince saw her and fell in love at her once and walked up to her and led her into the ballroom. He danced with her only and refused to meet any other girls. She would not, however, tell him her name. Suddenly, Cinderella heard the clock begin to strike and saw it was midnight. She ran out of the palace and down of the steps. One of her glass slippers fell on the steps as she rushed out, but she did not dare to stop to pick it up. The coach horses had vanished, her dress had changed into rags that she usually wore. The prince came out to look for her, but he only found the glass slipper on the stairs. The prince picked the slipper up and called his guards. Take around the kingdom and find out whose foot will fit into it, he ordered. I shall marry the girl who can wear this slipper. The guards took the slipper to every house and asked each girl to try it on. Every girl in the kingdom, including Cinderella's stepsisters, tried on the slipper, but it did not fit to anyone. After each of her stepsisters had tried the slipper on the guard asked Cinderella to try it on. Made her stepmother feel very angry. But when Cinderella came and tried on, the slipper fitted. The guards ran to tell the prince the news. When the prince heard this, he was delighted. He married Cinderella and they lived happily ever after in the palace. Thank you.